going to take that question from up top.
Is there any scientific evidence for a multiverse, or is it just a hypothesis?
Okay, another sciencey question. We're going to have to come back, I think, to maybe Bill or Jeff. Is there evidence for a multiverse that's many universes? We're just one of.
Correct. Is there definitive data that I would say that supports the multiverse, like does support general relativity? No, we're not at that level yet. I do think there are scientifically very good reasons to think that a multiverse might exist. I would refer you to a book I've written called Who's Afraid of the Multiverse? Somebody told me it was a good book. No, I'm joking, but I do think
available
it's a good
downstairs.
Book. But what I would say this is, I think there are reasons why a multiverse might exist, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was the mechanism God used to bring about some of his purposes. From an apologetics perspective, I think it makes our apologetics stronger because it strengthens the conclusion that the universe or the physical realm began to exist, and it strengthens and makes more robust our teleological or design argument. And so whether a multiverse exists or not, I think it makes the case for the Christian faith even stronger. As for whether it exists, we kind of have to wait and see. If we confirm that inflation actually happened, that would be pretty strong evidence that a multiverse exists.
Bill, I'd just be interested in your perspective on this. I know this has cropped up in some of your debates as well. How do you normally tackle this issue of the multiverse?
What I usually argue is that we don't have independent scientific evidence for the existence of the type of multiverse that is required to explain away the origin of the universe or the fine-tuning of the universe for intelligent life. And that the best hope for believing in a multiverse would be theism. On a naturalistic view, you run into this Boltzmann brain problem that the vast majority of observable worlds in the multiverse would be worlds in which a single brain fluctuates into existence out of the vacuum and observes its otherwise empty world. Those kind of worlds are so much simpler, so much more probable than a world that's finely tuned for embodied interactive observers. So if we were just a random member of a multiverse, naturalistically construed, it would seem that we ought to be Boltzmann brains. So if you believe that you are a real embodied individual surrounded by other embodied individuals with whom you interact, you ought not to believe that you're the random product of a multiverse. So what that would mean is, I think that on naturalism, it's highly improbable that a multiverse of this sort exists, and that if you want to believe in it, it would be theism that would give you grounds for that, namely that God, in his exuberance and generosity and power, has created other universes than this one, and he's designed them to be in certain ways. So I think it's naturalism that's really in trouble through the multiverse hypothesis rather than theism. What do you think about it? Do you think that's right?
Yes.